Pouncy House. We pounce and then we bounce.
Hey guys, Pouncy here. Get your ears ready to rumble!
Pouncy House. We pounce and then we bounce. Hey guys, so if you have a couple minutes and you want to listen to this, I was talking to a client today who actually turned out to be, I think he said Apache Indian. So it was like very nice to speak with him. Aside from wonderful things that he had to say, I told him this story in which I probably haven't shared with you guys. So I thought I'd share it with you. So, when I was like about 30 years old, there was these huge fires in San Bernardino, California, and at that time I was a Pilates instructor, and some of people that listen to this that maybe are my Pilates friends would say, "Oh my God, I remember that." But anyway, there was a lot of fires. There's always fires in California, but this was a new experience for me because I moved there when I was 29. So I'm like seeing all the fires, and I'm like, there has to be something I can do about this. So I Googled online, what we can do for fires besides for the firemen working so hard to put them out. I Googled, and I think I did Google Raindance actually, and I came across a website that actually, probably still up, I don't know, that the federal government hired Indians to do a rain dance back in the 80s for droughts. And because they were just so desperate for it to rain. And I guess they achieved what they wanted because that's what the article was very positive. So anyhow, I decided, oh my God, of course I'm a lot younger back then and had this mindset that everybody's going to see things the way I do. So I called several news stations, and they were pretty much like, crazy bitch, crazy bitch, crazy bitch on line one. And then finally I get to one station after calling multiple ones, and they listened to me, and they put me in touch with someone who knew the Chino Indians. So I wish I had footage of that. Yep. Didn't think about that back then. But anyhow, I met with the Chino Indians. I said, is there any way we can do a rain dance? There was like no fire, no water, no rain in the forecast. And I was like, is there any way we can do a rain dance to, kind of get rid of these fires? And it was just something that I don't even know why, but I was so passionate about it and I just wanted to do it. So, so this man who managed or knew about these Indians called upon the Chino Indians and said, would you be willing to do a rain dance for this lady who's, and at the time I had Convictions of the Heart. That's my e-commerce about, helping protect the environment and, kind of like speaking to Mother Nature and all this other stuff. So the point is speaking to Mother Nature about for what you want on this planet and loving and appreciating the earth. So I was really gung-ho to meet with these Indians because I know Indians are normally very connected to this. Let's say the American Indian, maybe. I'm not even sure. It could be all Indians. I don't know. Point is you get the point. So I just blindly went to go meet them with a friend of mine, and we did a rain dance. We did a tree dance too, which I thought was cool. And we did a rain dance, and I never forgot it. And afterwards, they introduced me to the chief, who didn't speak English, and he turned and said to the gentleman to tell me something and pointed at me, and I was like, oh God, what did he say? This is like a mirror. He said that I was a kindred spirit. And I was like, wow, that was a huge compliment coming from him. And so anyway, long story short, after we were done, after he said, you're a kindred spirit, I said to him, in 2 days, I believe it's going to rain. I felt that intuitively. And he nodded his head like he agreed with me. And after that, a hawk flew across And I was like, and the hawk symbolizes the closure of the ceremony. So this was so fascinating to me. I was like, 30 years old, and of course I'm 50 now, so it was like a huge. When you look back 20 years ago, you realize that you were. I was gung ho. I was very passionate, convicted. That's what the name of my company was, Convictions of the Heart. But I'm not where I am now spiritually. But it was kind of like I was like a kindred spirit, as you would say. So 2 days later, I'm at the Pilates studio and I'm telling my clients, and some people might remember this if you're friends with me. Maybe Nadine, I know you, Nadine Nakanishi. Sorry if I say your name wrong. Diane Colbert, the one who ran the Pilates studio. I'm wondering, like, I know I told some people, and I told them that it's going to rain in 2 days, and they were like, okay, because there was no rain in the forecast. And anyway, that night, I kind of said it without thinking, even though I knew it was going to rain, but then I just didn't really comprehend it completely for some reason. But anyway, that night, it rained cats and dogs. It was pouring. And long story short, the fires were put out, and I called the news station the next day, and I said, could we actually do a story on this? Because this is fascinating, and it shows you how much the earth is connected to us, and we ask for what we ask for is we receive. And whole different mindset now in my healing work. But this is beautiful because no, they actually said no to me. They said we cannot do something like that because it's controversial. So I was like, whatever. But in essence, now I look back, and it was just a story I told this gentleman today. So I said, now I know about the tree dance and the rain dance, and I know how we get the rain, and how we get the rain is as a collective. So human beings have so much power, and they don't realize it. That small circle of the rain dance had so much power as a collective that's why we asked for it to rain, and it rained. However, I believe that if we as a collective got together and asked for anything, even healing, whether it's the coronavirus or anything else out there, anything else, if we actually came together as a collective, the power of the human mind and the power of the connection that we have with the divinity is so beautiful. And I'm going to leave it with that because I'm living a miracle right now. Some of you might doubt it, but I'm telling you I am. My little boo is actually Wilbur, who just passed away. It is his spirit. You might think not because you're doubtful. He's snoring right now. He's sleeping like a baby. He's my baby, and there is nothing in the world that means more to me than him. And when I leave the house, I feel my heart like as if the same way I felt when Wilbur, now it's Bruno, I feel my heart go pitter-patter, like I miss him so much. There's so many things that in the physical world that I can feel the difference. Does that make sense? I feel the difference of when he's not around me. It's like there's an emptiness. And there's so many other things that are beautiful. So whether you guys believe it or not, I'm living a beautiful dream, and I know that miracle someone else could live if they just wanted to maybe, find out exactly how it happened or what exactly happened. And, maybe you want to pick up my book when I'm finished writing it. But I just want everybody to know that there's miracles out there and that you are being watched by the divinity. And, whatever you do in life, you will get good karma back for it, just as much as people that do bad things. But let's talk about good things. The good things people do. You'll get good stuff that come back to you. It comes back to you. And they definitely bless you, and they definitely your angels look over you, and they will do stuff for you if you just ask. And I'm euphoric, and I know that it sounds crazy because he's a dog from some people's perspective, but he's my little baby. And when I looked in his eyes when he was old, I never thought that he was coming back to me. I never thought that I never even thought that was possible. Even though I joked about it when he was alive, I just still didn't have that conception in my head. So anyway, the point is, in this whole thing, is the Indians, the American Indians, Native American Indians, had this connection that we need to hone in on and kind of pay attention to, because they had that it factor where they knew how to connect. Whether they called them sky gods or whatever they called the words, it doesn't matter the titles. All that matters is they kept connected to a divinity, divine energy, something that is higher than us, that will help us. And we also, as human beings, have an amazingly beautiful power within ourselves. Starts with the pituitary, the third eye. You can see all, you can feel all, and the power to heal your body and all these wonderful things. So I'm going to do more videos on this, but I just wanted to do a shout out and explain a little bit about my past regarding the Indian, the Native American rain dance. And a lot of people in Carmel know me for that, because I did rain dances sometimes there by myself, and there was some rain, but as a collective you'll get that really strong rain. But in essence, you can just ask your angels or spirit guides, or however you look for it, for anything, and they'll deliver it. I mean, within reason. I mean, you can't ask for a boat or like a mansion or something. I mean, you can, but I mean, that's kind of like vain. You know, you have to ask for things that are comfortable and can bring you to point A to point B for your spiritual journey. So anyway, I thought I'd let you guys know that. I'm going to eat some lunch. It's quite late. It's 3 o'clock, but I'm going to eat some lunch. So have a good rest of your day.
Pouncy House. We pounce and then we bounce.
Coming soon to a city near you.